Alright guys, before we get started on Module 3, Lesson 4, I wanted to go back and correct Module 3, Lesson 3 problem that I gave you yesterday. I completely made an error and I don't know how I didn't catch it, so I apologize, but I wanted to redo adding fractions with unlike denominators using the Eureka way with area models. Again, totally made a mistake. I apologize. I'm going to teach you the right way how to do it. So here we have 1/2 plus 1/4. Okay, above here I have my 1/2 shaded in and I have a 1/4 shaded in. What I'm going to do now is I am going to come over here, choose black. I'm going to come over here and recreate both of these. So I'm going to recreate my 1/2 and I'm going to recreate my 1/4. And I'm going to make sure I properly shade in the areas that needed to be shaded in. So there's my 1/2, here's my 1/4. Now what I need to do is I need to create the same lines that are in here onto this area model. And the same lines that are in here onto this area model. So where there's a straight line here, I need to put a straight line here, or horizontal, I'm sorry. Where there are vertical lines going this way here, I need to put the same amount going here. Ooh, that was kind of messy there. All right. I just recreated the same lines on both visual model. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count up how many boxes are in the hole. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a total of 8 boxes in each hole. So my portion is going to be out of 8. Now I'm going to count how many boxes I have shaded all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 out of 8 boxes shaded all together. Okay. Now this fraction is not in its simplest form. I can reduce that fraction down to a smaller value that's equivalent to it. To do that, I need to see what goes into 6 and what also goes into 8. I know that 2 can go into 6 and 2 can also go into 8. 2 can go into 6 3 times and 2 can go into 8 4 times. That is the smallest form of that fraction. So again, this is how you add fractions with unlike denominators using the Eureka area model way. Apologize for the mishap yesterday. Now what we're going to do is we are going to transition over to Module 3, Lesson 4. And this is what our math notes are going to look like today. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to pause the video, write down your warm-up, 1, 2, and 3. When you are done with the warm-up, hit play and I'll go over the results with you. All right, go ahead and hit pause now. All right, so to go over Lesson 4, we're going to go over and answer our warm-up questions. So for our warm-up, the first problem given to us was create equivalent fractions for each one of these two fractions. So I have 2/5. I know that to create an equivalent fraction, all I have to do is multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So it doesn't matter what number I multiply it by. 2, I'm going to say times 4. Times 4. 5 times 4. I don't care what number you picked. It just can't be 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 4 is 20. I don't know why that's not drawing. Oh, there we go. That's kind of messy now. We'll do this. There we go. Is 20. So 8/20 is equivalent to 2/5. Over here, let's say I'm going to multiply by 3. Okay? Whatever I multiply the top by, I multiply the bottom by 2. 3 times 3 is 9. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay, so 9/21 is equivalent to 3/7. You guys could have picked different numbers. Doesn't really matter as long as you multiply the top and bottom by the same. Now down here you had an addition of fraction problems. Now we have fractions with unlike denominators here. So I need to make sure I'm doing the butterfly method. To do the butterfly method, I always start with the butt of the butterfly. Okay, so I have 5 times 9. I know that 5 times 9 is 45. Oops. Why is this delaying today, guys? I'm sorry. There we go. So my new denominator is going to be 45. Now I'm going to always do the left wing first, which is right here. My left wing is 2 times 9. 2 times 9 is 18. Goodness gracious, technical difficulties. Okay. And now I'm going to multiply my right wing. I have 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, now I'm going to do the body of my butterfly to make sure that I'm doing addition. Here's my cute little butterfly. There's my addition. Okay, now I'm going to go and I'm going to bring my new denominators over here since they're the same. So I have 45. It's delaying today for some reason, guys. I don't know why. I'm sorry. There we go. 45. And then I have 18 plus 20. I know that 18 plus 20 is going to get me 38. So my overall fraction is 38 over 45. That is 2/5 plus 4/9. All right, moving on, friends. We're now going to go on to our concept development. And it says, how do you turn an improper fraction into a mixed number? So today we're going to be doing more adding of fractions with unlike denominators, but the majority of our sums or our answers are going to be improper. So we're going to have to be converting those improper fractions into mixed numbers. So if we scroll down here, I have 2 problems that we're going to answer. We're going to do butterfly way for all of these. I'm going to start with... Sorry, guys. I'm going to start with circling the butt of my butterfly. It's delayed. There we go. The butt of my butterfly is 2 and 3. So I know that 2 times 3 is going to get me 6. 6 and 6. Now I'm going to do the left wing right here. I know 1 times 3 is going to get me 3. And then I'm going to do my right wing. I know that 2 times 1 is going to get me 2. Okay. Now I'm going to do the middle of my butterfly, the body of my butterfly, right here. Make sure I do the adding sign right there, super important. Draw my little face. Okay. Now I know that if my denominator is the same, I can just bring it over. 3 plus 2 is 5. Perfect. So my answer is 5, 6. Down here, I'm going to be adding 1/2 plus 3/4. We're going to start by doing butterfly method again. Start by circling the butt of our butterfly. So the butt of my butterfly, 2 times 4 is going to get me 8. Okay. Now I'm going to do my left wing, 1 and 4. 1 times 4 is going to get me 4. Then I'm going to do my right wing, 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is going to get me 6. Add my plus sign. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do the body for the plus sign. That's kind of an important part. That's the fun part, right? All right. Draw my butterfly. All right. So I know my denominators are going to be the same. And I know that 6 plus 4 is going to get me 10. Well, we're running into the problem that I told you we were going to have up here. We now have an improper fraction where our numerator is larger than our denominator. So we need to convert this into a mixed number. So we need to ask ourselves, how many times can 8 go into 10? Well, 8 can go into 10 1 time. And there's 2 left over because one group of 8 is 8. And if you count up from 8 to 10, you're going to get 9, 10. So I'm going to get 1 and 2 8s. But I actually can make that even smaller because I can reduce this 2 8s. 2 can go into 2 1 time and 2 can go into 8 4 times. So my answer is 1 and 1/4. There we go. 1 and 1/4. Okay. I would accept it if it's 1 and 2 8s right now, but on the test, I'm going to ask you to have them in simplest form. All right, next page. We've got some more problems right here. We've got 2 more that we're going to attack here together. So for our next one, it says 4/5 plus 1/2. I'm going to start with the butt of my butterfly. 5 times 2 is going to get me 10. So I'm going to do 10, and I'm going to do 10. Now I'm going to do the left wing of my butterfly. 4 and 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Right wing of my butterfly, 5 times 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Now I'm going to do the body of my butterfly. Make sure I'm doing plus. This butterfly is kind of sloppy. I got plus. So 10 and 10, I'm going to bring that denominator over to make it 10. And 8 and 5, that is going to be 13. Well, that's an improper fraction. So how many times can 10 go into 13? 10 can go into 13 one whole time. After it can go in there one whole time, there are 3 left over. So it's going to be 1 and 3/10. And that is smallest form. There's nothing that 3 and 10 share to make it smaller. Jumping down to problem 4. Start with the butt of my butterfly. 3 times 5. It's going to get me 15. So I'm going to do 15. I'm going to do 15. Then I'm going to do the left wing of my butterfly. I'm going to get 2 and 5. 2 times 5 is 10. I'm going to do the other portion of my butterfly, my other wing. 3 times 3, that's going to get me 9. Then I'm going to do the body of my butterfly. Draw the body and the smiley face. Make sure it's plus. Okay. Now I'm going to bring that 15 over. Okay. And I've got 10 plus 9. 10 plus 9 is 19. 15 can go into 19 one whole time. If I go from 15 and I count up to 19, there's 4 left over. So my answer is 1 and 4/15. Okay. 1 and 4/15. I can't make that smaller because 4 and 15 do not share a factor. All right, down here is a question I want you to be thinking about today while you're working on your sheet. How can you tell if a sum is going to be greater than 1? How can you tell if our answer is going to be something we need to convert into a mixed number? What is going to give that away to you? I want you to think about that, and if you guys have any questions on your worksheet, please don't be afraid to ask me. Good luck, and I'm excited to see your results.